My name is Nevaeh Ray, and I'm here with
Lily Vicente.
And we are with Text It Out, and we are interviewing
Kelli Hargraves, Director of Social Services for Montezuma County.
Okay, and we're going to go ahead and start with the first question. What resources do you have to offer to children?
Yeah, so kind of a wide variety of resources. I think the key to social services and understanding the resources we offer, we don't offer anything anybody else offers. What we do offer is payment. So sometimes when families have hardships, when it comes to paying for specialized services, that's where the department can really help out and step in and help kids and families get access to services that maybe they wouldn't otherwise be able to because of a financial barrier. And so within the scope of things that we could pay for multisystemic therapy, equine therapy, any kind of fringe therapy that wouldn't be covered by Medicaid, so art therapy, those types of things. We can help support getting into specialized evaluations like psychiatric evaluations, trauma screenings, those types of things. Nothing is off as far as it comes to payment. Really, the design would be to help support families and kids with whatever it is that they need.
What is your main focus when dealing with abuse?
Our main focus is always how do we make sure it doesn't happen again. So we're always looking at a whole family and listening to them tell us what they think would be helpful. Our goal is to help prevent it, right? Whatever it is that's causing the abuse or the neglect, to step in and offer supports and services to ensure that that thing stops. Sometimes that means substance abuse, sometimes that means mental health, sometimes it just means some support in paying bills so they're not so stressed out.
Okay. What are some effective ways to communicate or express their needs and concerns?
For kids?
Yes.
With the department or Yeah?
The department.
Sure. So we focus on kids. That's our mission. So when we're talking to kids or kids reach out and want to talk to us, the goal is to tell us what's going on. And it can be really scary to be honest, right? And talk about the things that are happening in your home. That can feel vulnerable too. It can really make kids fearful. What if I get taken away? Or what if my parents go to jail? Or any of those things. But that's not our mission. Like I said, our mission is how do we stop whatever's happening? We always want kids to stay with their biological families when it's safe to do so. And so what I would say is being forthcoming with information and letting us know what it is you think you need. I think kids and families are experts at what they need and what works. And so we have to hear that from a kid in order to help them.
What do you offer for children ages 11 through 18?
As far as the department?
Yeah.
So as a Department of Social Services, we're really not a program or a provider. We can offer prevention services, so we can make connections with resources in the community based on a family or youth's needs. The direct service that we would provide is case management, and case management can be anything. It can be helping with transportation. It can be helping set treatment goals. It can be help set goals to attend school and then incentivizing kids. But that case management really is coordination of resources and services. So that's what we offer all kids, 0 to 18. But the ideal scenario is that we're connecting them with resources and services in their community outside of our organization.
Okay. How do you think offering community connection can help a child dealing with neglect?
Yeah, if you don't know what's out there, how do you know where to get help? I always think of that. We as humans, we ask our friends all the time, like, where's somewhere great to eat? And we share it. But nobody says, like, hey, this thing's going on at my house. Who do I call? Because that's scary. And so it's our job to make those connections for kids that wouldn't know otherwise where to go or are too scared to ask where to go. And so making those connections with resources and services is crucial to a kid's success. It's crucial to linking them with people that can help get involved when it's needed.
If a child was to tell you something tragic, how would you help them?
Yeah, that's a tough question, girls. as a department, we hear tragic things all the time. And we'd help by listening. We'd help by seeking to understand. We'd help by connecting them with resources. And maybe that's a counselor, maybe that's a doctor, maybe that's just a trusted adult mentor like. But I think the crucial piece is listening, coming from a place of curiosity, and then connecting them with a service or support that can help them, could help their parents, could help a sibling, whatever that looks like.
Okay. That's really great. What do you request or offer for kids who need to escape a toxic household?
Yeah. That's a tougher question. I think that sometimes there's this misnomer out in the world that when kids are unhappy at home, that they can call social services and we'll come pick them up and put them in foster care. And that's not what we do, because that's the last thing that we want to do. So when we have a kiddo who's coming to us, or a kiddo or a youth who's coming to us saying, hey, I'm in a toxic house, I need help, we will try to understand what is happening in that house. We can work with them to make a safety plan. So maybe they stay with a friend or a relative or another trusted adult for a period of time. But then our ultimate goal is to link services and supports back in, to help that family learn the skills to be the best family they can be, as long as there's safety. And I want to always go back to that. If a kid's not safe in their home and they're actively being hurt or harmed, they can't stay there. So that's a crucial piece to keep in mind.
How can kids navigate disagreements with family members without escalating the situation?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think we can all use lessons in that, right? Mm-hmm. I get escalated sometimes when my kids are telling me stories or things or stuff's happening. I think that there's lots of programs that can help offer supports for both parents and youth. And one of the best strategies is setting a framework for ground rules on how a family is going to communicate, right? So for instance, some families say we're going to have a family meeting, and then they're able to exchange and talk about information. I've interacted with other families who will have meetings, but they also can call a timeout. So when it gets too heated, they can say like, hey, we need a timeout, and be able to step aside. And so I think it's uniquely based on each family, how people and kids and adults are responding. And if those responses are not healthy, there's a variety of parenting supports and youth supports that are offered in the community that they could take advantage of. Some of that might mean therapy. Some of it might just be trust-based relationship intervention, TBRI, or strengthening families program that really helps solidify communication. I think another really crucial piece to healthy disagreements in a household is for parents and kids to be spending time together doing what kids want to do. Not what parents want to do, but what that kid wants to do, because then you're building a really great foundation, right? We're having fun together. That means when we disagree, we already have this thing in common that we can go back on. And so that quality time, healthy quality time.
Okay. What are some effective ways to communicate or express their needs and concerns?
For youth?
Yes.
Gosh, now we're getting into strategies. Some strategies are, starting a sentence with I need, I feel, instead of placing that blame on mom, you're always, right? That's very targeted. And it's targeted when a mom says, Nevaeh, you're always doing this thing, and you're really, and I'm not. And so really coming from your own personal place. But I think the key piece is having the courage to talk to parents or another trusted adult about whatever's going on. Sometimes it can be helpful for youth to talk to a trusted adult, a teacher, a neighbor, a grandparent about a difficult subject before they talk to their parents about it, kind of do a rehearsal run through. Those can be helpful strategies.
How can I encourage open communication with a child who has been through abuse?
Yeah, so as a youth to youth, like you as a youth asking another youth?
An adult to a youth.
Oh, so you want to know how I as an adult could talk to a youth about abuse or neglect.
Yeah.
I think that can be really tricky. I think that when we're talking with kids, the first piece is building trust, right? We're in it together, being honest, being transparent, even when the questions are hard, letting youth know that if they're being hurt or they're hurting somebody else, we have to report it. But then just really having a candid conversation about whatever it is that's going on. I think that's the key, no matter what type of abuse or neglect's going on, digging it out and helping. And if a youth is saying, like, I don't want to talk to you, also really respecting that they're not ready and letting them know, hey, when and if you do, I'm here, and who else could you talk to if I wasn't here? And asking youth and kids to name other people in their life that they could talk to if they needed to. Then it helps them know that if in a month from now or a day from now they want to share what's going on, that they have somebody to share it with.
Okay, we made it to our final question. What do you wish and want to say to a child going through abuse?
Gosh, I would say you don't have to go through it alone. There's always support and services out there. That you're not alone. Reach out, tell someone, talk to someone, get resources, get information, and get help.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And this is Text
Text It
Out.
Out.